The whole idea of this mindfulness stuff, is to become aware of like our experience, physical experience, what's going on in our minds, how do we feel about this, what's our emotional state, all of this, so that we can see how our mind begins to work, And you cultivate this by paying attention. That's it, And you pay attention the minute that you begin to pay attention. For instance, when you were doing that exercise, you weren't planning anything, were you? You weren't thinking about the past, were you? So where were you?
With yourself.
Here. Right now. Yeah, with yourself. Right in the present moment. Okay? So if you're living your life in this present moment, there's no stress coming from there. And where you're going, there's no stress, So the minute that you begin to do this, and the minute you begin to practice this and understand what the practice is, then you begin to realize, hey, when I do this, I'm here. I'm nowhere else. Right now, right in this place. And so then you have to start working with what you discover. You have to stop kind of reacting to what happens in your mind. Stop being self-critical, which is a big problem in the West, And it'll help you kind of develop an open-heartedness, So it means paying attention to whatever you choose in this present moment. And that means whatever you choose. We're not just talking about the breath, we're talking about whatever you're doing. So if you understand that, there's no story anymore. There's no history to the present moment. There's no future in the present moment. You see? So you're here. And you're beginning to understand, hey, this is a bit more kind of grounded, and I feel a bit more, how do you say, it's kind of like your body's given up a little of its tightness, Yeah. So that's why we do that thing at the very beginning. Let's get all these muscles kind of, And it doesn't take any time. You can do it in your office. You can do it in your armchair. We're not talking about like you have to go and buy a leotard and like meditation units, and do you understand what I'm saying? We're just talking about you living your life and slotting these things in. The things that make sense to you and have meaning to you. So some of the things you won't connect with as much as other things, See? And most of the time we spend our times just reacting to things. How often have you found yourself just like it's just come out your mouth, and you can't... Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So this little gap that we're creating is the space that gives you the opportunity to make a choice. It doesn't... Okay? So we're trying to give you that opportunity, and for you to be able to create that opportunity for yourself, Which is what you have to do. gives you time to respond rather than react. And how much better off would we be in our lives if we were able to do that? I think that would make like a big difference, you know. And then also to be aware of how we behave towards ourselves. To be aware of how critical we are, you know, how stupid I am, and how could you do that? That's really stupid, you know. And we'll even do this in relation to our meditation and things, you know. But what we want to try and do is work with this and see all this happening and go, well, you know, if you understand as you're practicing your meditation that if your mind wanders, which it will do, and you're able to catch it, when you remember that you're supposed to be meditating, you catch it, you're right back in the present. Right back here. So it's not something for you to criticize yourself. You should be jumping for joy. Because you've gone, aha, and you brought yourself back straight away. It's something to rejoice about. And so the idea of all this is to catch ourselves, you know, and see how we behave towards ourselves and others and situations. And if we can see it, that's the first stage and beginning to change it. Do you see? It really is simple. But the difficult thing is to remember to do it. That's the difficult thing. To remember to do it. And also to begin to cultivate, like practicing it for 5, 10, 15 or 20 minutes at a time, you know, practicing it, okay. Right, I'm going to pay attention to my breath. Oh, it's gone off again because wee Johnny did this, or, you know, or how are my shares doing, or, you know, or I've got this meeting, you know. Do you understand? And you just go, aha, no, here. You see? That's the practice.